if my dad told me he was going to sacrifice me and put me on the altar, we'd have a war right there. It wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't. But what about that obedience that Isaac showed? He laid there. He let his dad tie him up. He let his dad go through with this. That's obedience. That is obedience, and that's faith. That's not only faith in God, but that was faith in his father. That was faith in his father's faith. We can learn so much from these two. That just really amazed me. And I also think that Isaac even knew what was going on before that. Because it says when they left the two servants there, and they took the wood, Isaac realized they didn't have no sacrifice going up there with them. They didn't have no lamb taken up there with them. So you don't think that Isaac knew in his mind what was taking place? I think he did. I do. I think he did. I think he knew what was going on. And like I said, as Christians, we're presented with opportunities that we know what's taking place, but we allow our doubt, we allow fear, we allow all these things to creep in and to stop us from doing what we're called to do. If Abraham had the faith that some of us had, what would have happened? What would have happened? He showed true faith and true obedience. And I absolutely, the more I read the story, the more I love it. We can learn so much. Like I said, both of their obedience, both of their faith was truly on display. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave us as Christians? Are we showing these same traits? Are we showing this same faith, this same obedience, this same trust? We need to ask ourselves that. Ask ourselves, if we're faced with certain situations, are we believing? Are we trusting? Do we think that God can move for us? How many times do you pray for people thinking that God can move for them, but when it comes to your situation, you think God can't move for you? We've all been there. God can move for any one of us. God is here. God is here right now in this room. And all we have to do is call on Him. Call on Him. And have that same faith, that same obedience, and that same trust. So at this time, I'd like us all to bow our heads and close our eyes.